Yikes. Hello and welcome. Wow, this is very bright. I should have picked a different shirt. Anyway, welcome once again to Living and Active. This is going to be on the playlist, Strummin' and Gummin', the musical thing that I do here at Living and Active. Um, if you noticed, and maybe you haven't, I don't know, and if you haven't noticed, I'm here to tell you. The main name of the playlist is Strummin' and Gummin' because it started on one of the other previous Living and Active iterations where I would have a guitar and I would just be strumming and talking. This was a nod to the old hee haw. If you remember the show, you're awesome segment called Pickin' and Grinning. And I used to like doing those segments. And then I realized that guitar was not going to be a valid thing for me, so I did away with the series for a while, and then I started bringing it back with um, lap dulcimers and some of the other instruments that I have that are not classically considered or not thought of when people think of instruments. Um, and then I was like, well, okay, so I have now, if I want to do a strumming and gumming video, but I'm playing my hammered dulcimer, I got to change the name because you don't strum a hammered dulcimer. So I came up with hammering and yammering, which works. And then, in case you haven't seen it, this is a bow, one of the instruments. The original three top contenders for my musical dreams when I was but a lad. Piano, guitar, and violin was violin. I had a relative who played violin very well. She was quite well known for it. Um, Fiddle also. She played classical pieces and American folk music, so she played violin and fiddle. Weird how she never changed instruments, but anyway, that's a very bad joke for those that know. So I've been going through various antique zither type instruments, uh, picking them up as I find them or whatever. I've had one for a while called a violin uke that, if you were around from some of my previous Living and Active channels, you will know I called it the fiddle harp because that's pretty much how it's played. And I've got some variously designed uh, just zithers, big wooden boxes with strings stretched across them to make sound. And I've been testing some of the new hammer dulcimer hammers that I have on them, and they sound very great. I might do some of that. But you've seen those uh, in some of the more recent strumming and gumming videos that I've done. Today, I just returned, no, not just, but a little bit ago, I returned from my local music shop called Blue Note Music in Platteville, Wisconsin, with this. I've had my eye on getting one of these things related to the violin uke, actually the predecessor to it. The violin uke was made in answer to this. This is called a ukelin, obviously to smush together the names ukulele and violin. Again, I don't see much. There's not much functional resemblance uh, to either instrument, but it does have these sections here along the rails that are playable with the bow, which is why I'm holding it, and it has these chords that are here, which is why I'm wearing this Black Mountain Picks thumb pick on my left hand. So after I got this and I took it into the store to be fixed because it had a broken string and I wanted them to be able to take a look at it and everything else because they're interested in stuff like this. I was like, how am I going to play it when I get it back? Because every video on the tubes of view that show anybody playing it is sitting on a table out away, and then whoever's playing has to like extend their arms or whatever and maintain control of the bow long enough to play a song, and that's not something I'm going to be able to do even with the thing resting on the table. So when I went to pick it up, they called me this morning. When I went to pick it up, I actually sat with the owner of the shop and worked out two different ways of being able to play it. And I haven't settled on which one I'm actually going to use yet. Depends on which way I want to play the scales, I suppose, either up or down. But there's this way. Cradle, like sort of leaning against me, and with this I love it because I can lean all the way back in the chair. I hope you can hear my voice fine, but I'm farther back from the camera because I don't want the instrument to blast out the audio output when I put this through the video editor software and then upload it. So hopefully my voice and the sounds from the instrument are both coming through okay. But there's 4 chords here. That's F sharp, F, D, and E. I'm trying to read the notation upside down as I do that, which is difficult, kind of. But there's this way where I can have it sort of cradled in my left half a hand, and just because my thumb's already there, I can sort of do whatever, picking or strumming or whatever I want to do. Which reminds me to get back to the point of what I'm going to name these segments with these kinds of instruments. And then I can play, oh, I can't. I think I just found my answer. Okay, so arm braced up on the, I'm learning this as I go. Arm up on the armrest here of the wheelchair. And we're going to try to turn this kind of into a highly modified, I guess, fiddle hold. That is terrible. This sounded a lot better in the music store when I was figuring this out. So let me flip it around to the other way that I figured out I might be able to play it, where the chords are played up here. And since I don't really think I'm going to be doing too many things with this, where I'm going to need to be both chording and bowing, I sat there in the music store and I put this together. I'm just so happy I can just make notes right now. Isn't that cool? I like it. This is the closest I'm ever going to be able to play fiddle or violin. So now I would like to officially register my complaint that an instrument called fiddle or violin that is used in all those beautiful songs wasn't originally just made like this to start off with. This is highly accessible. I don't have to worry about finger position. I do need to worry about remembering that I need more tension or force applied to the bow on these lower notes. But even so, my right half a hand, right now, my left half a hand is doing absolutely nothing but being wedged in between the instrument and my leg, which is helpful. There's no tension on this side of my neck or shoulders and into my arm whatsoever. And the little bit of force I'm exerting onto my right half a hand, I'm not holding the bow correctly, by the way. Is manageable enough to do some very nicely sustained notes. It took like almost no, that was very untaxing on my right half a hand. So I'm very, very grateful that I finally have a bowed instrument that I can play without much with very little difficulty at all. So now I just got to get about learning some songs or whatever on it. But so getting back to the name of these segments, now that I have an instrument that I can regularly, reliably play with a bow, I was trying to think of something that rhymed with bowing that had to do with speaking, talking, or whatever. I couldn't think of anything. Then I remembered Mr. Charlie Daniels and a little bitty song about the devil going down to Georgia, entering into some sort of contest or other with somebody, and talking about a boy who was sawing on a fiddle and playing it hot. And that precedent, in and of itself, gives me the confidence to authoritatively proclaim that any strumming and gumming videos that have to do with this particular instrument or any other instrument that I find that I am able to use a bow on will be called Sawin Jawin. So there you have it. Strumming and gumming, hammering and yammering, Sawin Jawin. And with that, I am going to take a break from shooting this video, and I'm going to look forward to practicing with this instrument and this bow as often as possible. Thanks for joining me. I'm glad you watched it. Until next time, if there is a next time, and there might not be, God be with you. So now I got to do the awkward thing where the video has ended and I need to move towards the camera, reach over here and turn it off, and then hopefully maybe in the editing process I won't accidentally